Never trust a refrigerator. Hello, my name is Scott, and welcome to StaticCampervan, my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk about something that affects all refrigerators that you really need to be aware of. Now I'm going to demonstrate this on my fridge, which is a 12-volt chest style fridge. But this applies to all refrigerators. This is just the fridge I have because I live in a van and I live off solar power, and so this is the most efficient fridge for me to use. But this applies to all fridges and is something that everybody needs to know about. So I've just moved my fridge out of its spot so we can get a better look at the display, which is what I want to talk about here. So my fridge is like a lot of modern fridges that has a digital display. So when you set the desired temperature of your fridge to maintain, you can see what that temperature is. It makes it easy to set. It makes it easy to check on the fridge temperature. And this is important. We want to keep our refrigerator set at no higher than 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Usually right about 40 degrees Fahrenheit is the acceptable set temperature of a fridge, just so that we know that we have food safety and food longevity. We get the best amount of time out of our food so it doesn't spoil too quickly. But just because we have a digital display doesn't mean that that display is accurate. And this is what I want to demonstrate here by showing you my fridge thermometer. Now I have a fridge thermometer in my fridge that I keep in the fridge at all times. You can see the display on my fridge is set at 39 degrees Fahrenheit, but if I show you the thermometer is showing quite a different number. So unfortunately, while a digital display makes it really easy for us to keep an eye on the set temperature and to set it easily, it doesn't actually mean that that's the temperature that's going on inside the fridge. And the only way to really know what's going on inside the fridge is to get yourself a separate, very accurate refrigerator thermometer and keep it in the fridge at all times. Using a fridge thermometer is the only way that we'll really be able to know if our fridge is maintaining the set temperature correctly. Now, just because our fridge is not displaying the accurate temperature that is going on inside it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with our fridge. It just is the fact that fridges are not built with very accurate temperature sensors. All fridges are that way, unfortunately. So if you really want to know what's going on in your fridge, just to maintain food safety, you really need to get yourself a fridge thermometer. And I bought this fridge thermometer at a grocery store. It cost me about $10. You should be able to find them in most grocery stores or Target or Walmart, or obviously you can order one online, say from Amazon. But I think that everybody should have at least one fridge thermometer in their fridge at all times, just because of the fact that no fridge, none of them, whether you're talking about a regular household fridge or one of these 12-volt fridges, none of them are made with accurate temperature sensors. And so there's really no way to know if that little digital gauge, which looks great and is easy to set, yes, but there's no way to know if that is accurate unless you have a good fridge thermometer. Now, I actually have two fridge thermometers in my fridge, and there's a good reason for that. So again, I have a chest style refrigerator, and because of how they're made, they act a little bit more efficiently than a regular fridge. They have cooling coils that go around the outside of the fridge that cool down the interior of it, and because you access the contents of the fridge by opening the top, it means that the cold air stays in the fridge a lot better than a more traditional style fridge where you'd open a door up from the front. With a front opening door like that, the cold air tends to fall out of the fridge as soon as you open the door. That doesn't happen with these chest fridges, and so that means that they hold their temperature very well. But it also means that even if you're opening and closing them, the cold stays in them, and the bottom of the fridge actually stays much colder than up on top of the fridge, just because of the style of fridge that they are. So I'll show you in my fridge here. I don't have a whole lot of food at the moment. I'm actually up in the Pacific Northwest, and it's a bit dark these days, and so I'm not sure I have enough electricity, solar electric, to keep this running. So fridge is a little bit empty right now while I try to figure out if I can keep this going or not. But anyway, let me just show you that because of the tub style of fridge that this is, and because the upper end of this will stay a little bit warmer and the bottom stays a little bit colder, I generally keep the fridge thermometer that I've been showing you hanging up right here. So that means that I can keep a good eye at the upper level of the fridge. I aim to keep my fridge actually about 32 degrees, so a little colder than most people would keep their fridges. Normally 40 degrees is the temperature that most people say is a proper set temperature. I prefer it to be about 32 degrees up at the top, but what that means is down below at the bottom of the fridge, it's going to stay a bit cooler, and I can demonstrate that with my other fridge thermometer. Now this is an instant read thermometer, but I've had this, I've owned this fridge thermometer or this instant read thermometer for years, and so I just decided to keep this in here. So you can see that that's set at, well, that's about 28 degrees down at the bottom of the fridge, because remember, because of the way this fridge operates and works, the bottom of the fridge will stay colder. And I actually like that because I can keep things like cheese, big blocks of cheese and things down at the bottom of the fridge. They stay fresher, longer. And so that's how I set up my fridge, and that's why I have two fridge thermometers at all times. So when I'm adjusting my temperature of my fridge, I really don't pay any attention to what this number is on the outside. I don't trust this. I only trust my gauge that is inside the fridge. So I know this, I can trust it, and I just set the fridge according to what this tells me the inside is. Now, these work a little bit slowly, and since I've had this in and out of the fridge as I've been making this video, you can see it's not displaying the accurate temperature. So what you want to do is you want to get your fridge thermometer, you want to put it in your fridge, let it sit there for about 10 minutes, then it should be accurate, and then you can go ahead and use this thermometer as your way of knowing what the fridge is, and you can set it accordingly. Now, one thing to know about this style of thermometer, if you do choose to buy this style, is that they do wear out over time. If you were to look inside this thermometer, it's basically a big coil of metal, and that metal expands and contracts according to the temperature around it. And because the metal is constantly moving, that does mean that these do wear out. So I've had to replace mine a few times over the years, but they aren't very expensive. I think I paid about $10 for this one, and that seems to be about the going price. So it's better to just replace these occasionally, just so that you know that your food is going to be safe. And with this other type of thermometer, these types of thermometers, these are usually called an instant read thermometer or a stick thermometer, and these are really made to go inside something. So you'd use these to check the inside temperature of a roast or a turkey, something like that. So they don't read air temperature very well, but because I've owned this, I just decided to utilize this instead of buying another thermometer. I've already had this, and so that's why I'm using it. But a thermometer like this is going to give you a little more accurate reading if you're just checking air temperature versus a thermometer like this one. So never trust your fridge, but do trust your fridge thermometer, and then you'll know that your food will not only last longer, but it'll be safe for you to eat. So I hope this has been helpful, and if you found it helpful, please give it a little thumbs up and follow along for more videos like this in the future. I've got new videos that come out every Monday, and thanks for watching. I really appreciate it.